Hello students, in Value Education class, today I'll talk about some virtues which we all need to be aware of, and most importantly, we need to practice them in our day-to-day life. Today, we'll learn about the virtues like self-respect, self-support, self-confidence, and most importantly, the virtue of being pure in public life. Today, our lesson will be based on the second chapter of Joyful Living for class 9. The name of the chapter is The Superface Production. When people have had bad experiences in life, like being humiliated in public or being rejected by parents or family or teachers or friends, so on and so forth, they may consciously or unconsciously decide not to show or express their feelings or emotions. They hide their feelings. In other words, they wear a mask. When they put on these masks, they are not their real selves. Other people sometimes can see through the mask. Now, girls, we know that you enjoy value education classes because value education classes are incomplete without stories. So, let's listen to a story first. Afterwards, we will talk about the virtues that I was talking about at the beginning of the class. It's a story about a shepherd and a shepherdess. Once there was a huge green meadow, and cutting across it was a huge wall, but nobody was allowed to jump or cross over it. On either side, shepherds and shepherdesses grazed their flocks. It so happened that on one side of the wall there was a young shepherd who was deformed and very ugly to look at, but he could play the flute most melodiously. On the other side, there was a young girl who also was deformed and ugly to look at, but she had the sweetest voice anyone had ever heard. One fine day, she heard the flute and went into raptures. He heard her voice and found it divine. They began to communicate with each other and told about themselves. He told her that he was very manly, muscular, and handsome, and she told him that she was very slim and beautiful. From that day onwards, they used to rush to the wall to speak to each other. Eventually, they were deeply in love, yet they were worried and anxious, for their hearts were fearful and empty. Then came the day of the earthquake, and the wall collapsed. The two rushed to the wall with misgivings of whether the other would love me. Unknowing, they stood in front of each other, unable to recognize the other, and went away disappointed. So, girls, this was the story. The story is disappointing, I know. It's sad and disappointing. For both of them put on the masks of falsehood. Both of them could not love their real selves, and as a consequence, they disappoint one another. Children, the purpose of mine sharing this story with you is to explain and elaborate to you A few very basic rules of having a happy life. The way the shepherd and shepherdess fail to achieve joy and peace in their life teaches us all a few simple lessons of life. Like, we always should be true to ourselves and true about ourselves. However, we are and whatever we are. And that is exactly who we are. And we should never be ashamed to accept our own identity and reality, because that's the way that God has created us. And God has created us with a purpose. And we all should have the courage and faith to embrace ourselves the way we have been created. Our purity of soul is not about how religious we are, or neither about how meritorious we are. Rather, it's all about how transparent we are, because a clear vision, clarity of thinking, and moral purpose of objective are blessed by God Himself. We all come to this world to leave a trail or a mark even after we are gone. And that is not about how good looking or rich we are. People remember us for how we make them feel, how we treat them, how we touch their lives. If we learn to respect our own self through unconditional acceptance, unquestioned transparency, and undeterred self-support, then only we will be able to create influence in the life of our beloved ones in a positive way. It will also help us to accept our true reality and to have a calm and pure soul. Children, we need to remember that we may fool the whole world, we may cheat the people all around us, we may think about our own selfish requirements, and we may get appreciation and success by backstabbing others, but our final destiny will be heartache and tears if we have cheated ourselves. At times, we may feel that nobody will know about the evil ways that we are going along. But it's our conscience, our own self, who knows the evil deeds that we have committed. And standing in front of the mirror of self-conscience, we will definitely feel ashamed if we cheat others. I can cheat everybody except my own conscience. So, the choice is ours. Character is something which cannot be purchased. Character cannot be bargained for. It cannot be inherited or rented or imported from afar. It must be self-grown or homegrown. Then why should we pretend? There is no use to pretend. You just need to be what you are. So be yourself and be happy. Now girls, let's talk about self-respect. Self-respect forms the foundation of all decisions you will ever make. How you treat yourself and how you allow others to treat you. But is self-respect crucial for happiness? You may think the key to happiness lies in health, wealth, and success of your personal relationships. And all these things are key elements on the path to greater fulfillment. But what many fail to recognize is that self respect is crucial for happiness. Self respect is not ego, it is different from ego. Self respect is the respect you have for yourself, while ego is your understanding of your own importance. When you respect yourself, the ego is naturally present but does not play a huge part in your actions. The person with self respect simply likes themselves, which is not contingent on their own personal successes or failures. In fact, self respect is the foundation of all strong and healthy relationship. When you know who you are and how much you are worth, you will not let anyone, and not even your friends, treat you as a doormat. Suppose you are in a new friend group. In the process, completely forget and what you are. Decisions are made without your approval or notice, and you just plod along. You forget your values and find yourself doing things you wouldn't normally do, and which is totally against your nature. You meekly go along because you genuinely believe you have nothing of value to add to a conversation or meeting because you think your opinions offer no value. So, girls, this is the time you need to stop to act like a puppet. Don't be a puppet. Self respect is crucial for happiness as self respect exhibits toughness and moral nerve. You will display strong character with the willingness to accept responsibility for your own life, and you will fight for your values and beliefs no matter what. This will make everyone else take note and admire your courage. So, in order to show self respect, you need to respect your beliefs and values. You need to respect your environment. If you can't take care of your home or car, you can't take care of yourself. Clean up and surround yourself with beautiful things that are a reflection of your beauty and character. You need to respect your interests. Stop hiding your hobbies. Openly share your passions. There are plenty of people who will be interested in the real you. Most importantly, respect your failures. They are an incredible feedback system. Stop seeing the negatives, turn them to your advantage. Find legitimate value in them and learn from them. Respect your time. Manage your time efficiently. Ask yourself what's really important and balance your priorities. And last but not the least, respect elderly advice. Maya Angelou perfectly said, never allow someone to be your priority while allowing yourself to be their option. Find quotes from the elders to strengthen your character and thinking. Girls, if you respect yourself, you will be confident. And self-respect brings self-confidence. Self-confidence also brings about more happiness. Typically, when you are confident in your abilities, you are happier due to your successes. Self-confidence is similar to self-efficacy in that it tends to focus on the individual's future performance. However, it seems to be based on prior performance, and so, in a sense, it also focuses on the past. From a survey, it has come to know children with high self-confidence perform better at school and later in life have higher job satisfaction in middle age. Self-esteem is also strongly linked to happiness. With higher levels of self-esteem, predicting higher levels of happiness. High self-confidence has even been found to increase the chances of survival after a series of surgical procedure. My little Christianers, you all will surely respect yourself. At Christchurch Girls High School, we believe that we can and we will. And so, I know you all are confident enough to achieve your goals. And to achieve your goals, you need to be self-reliant. The examples of self-reliance or self-support are thinking independently. The ability to think autonomously goes hand in hand with trusting your own instinct. If you are self-reliant, you definitely will embrace your individuality. Because no matter what, to you, you are your best friend. And this will give you the moral boost, and this will inspire you, encourage you to strive for your own goals bravely. You all need to accept as how you are and what you are, not as the way people want you to be. At the moment when you feel down and depressed, you just tell yourself, I am someone you can rely on. My friends come to me for help because I am reliable. I can solve difficult problems by myself. If I have a problem, I can work it out. Others also ask me to help them. I am dependable. I am good at making decisions. Thus, you can boost yourself on your own. You may depend on your parents, as in your life they are the representative of God. You may seek help from the divine power. During this pandemic situation, you need to have faith on yourself. Girls, may God bless you all. May you all be healthy and safe. Thank you, children.